Hey guys, how are you? And this is Mark, and this is the Toys of the Time Gone By. And today I wanted to talk about here some different variants of vintage motu stuff. So let's get right into it. I'm going to bring up my screen here, and we'll talk about this a little bit about the different variants and different uh, countries that had these. So we'll talk about this, but I'm going to bring up my screen here just to show you what I'm talking about, so you can see. I'm looking at the screen here, and this one is through motuvintagevariants.com. And now, Master of the Universe was produced in Malaysia for both the American and international market. A total of 33 figures were produced. The majority were readily available for sale in the USA, with Prince Adam and Terraclo Skeletor as the notable exceptions. Malaysia figures tend to be characterized by high-quality mold and paint apps and include many of the final Wave 5 and 6 releases. Notable variants in the country of origin, including He-Man, both hard and soft head, Faker hard head, both small and big feet, and Euro Prince Adam, both hard and soft head. So these are the figures that were produced for Malaysia. So you had Beastman, Buzzsaw, Hordak, Clamchamp, Dragster, Faker, Fisto, He-Man, Hordak, Horde Trooper, Hurricane Hordak, King Hiss. And as you can see, there were more here. If you like, let's see, later on, if you're watching this, you can pause the video and look at these 33 figures that were produced by Malaysia. Now, in Taiwan, Taiwan produced the very first Master of the Universe release, such as the original 8-back figures: He-Man, Skeletor, Merman, Beastman, Stratos, Teela, Man-at-Arms, and Zodak. A total of 21 figures were sold, but the final count is 22. Since it includes a special edition He-Man, aka Wonder Bread, that was a giveaway. And we all know about that, guys, the promotional giveaway. Notable variants include Bluebeard Stratos, Green Belt Merman, Peach Cheek Skeletor, Red Dot Man-at-Arms. That's the red dot that he had on his helmet. Was it the red dot he had on his helmet, right? Prove me if I'm wrong, I'm sorry. But an almost mythical green eye Teela. So you had Battle Armor He-Man, Battle Armor Skeletor, Beastman, Evelyn, Faker, Grizzlor, He-Man, Cobra Khan. Now, like I said, these are the other figures here that you can pause it later. If you're watching it later, not live, you can pause the video and read the ones that you have. Maybe you have a checklist you'd like to go through. Then you had the Hong Kong, China figures, which the Hong Kong and China produced a total of 29 figures. A number of them are highly sought after Wave 6 figures, such as fan favorite Scareglow, Ninjor, and the Sorceress. All 29 figures were produced for the American market, but some had variants that were only for Euro releases, such as the Big Feet Skeletor. Now, like I was, saying, these figures here from these other countries, if you seek them all, some of them are really quite pricey. So kind of like was sticking to the original. Like for me, I was kind of for completing the original USA figures that I had, the figures that came out, and that's kind of tough in itself because there are some figures in that line. But then to go and complete all these different country figures that have different little variant changes on different paint schemes, paint applications, that can run quite a bit. They're very pricey, but you have Blast Attack, Buzz Off, Clawful, Dragon Blaster, Skeletor, Evelyn, Extender, Fisto, Flying Fist, He-Man, Jitsu, and Leech. And like I said, you can read the rest later on if you want to pause it. And also now you had there were only 2 figures were produced in the USA, fairly common Battle Armor Skeletor an extremely rare USA market He-Man. Interestingly enough, a great deal of accessories and card backs made for this Mabamex figure were made in the USA. Battle Armor Skeletor and He-Man. These two figures, I'm not 100% sure about. They call it Mabamex or something like that. And Mexico figures. Here now you had Mexican figures, Mabamex and Tijuana, produced 25.5 figures. Master Universe line. These figures were produced for sale in the USA, not to be confused with the Euromat figures that were for the Mexican market. Notable variants in the line include Dark-Faced Grizzlord, Black Belt Leech, as well as 3 motion picture figures, Sarad, Gwildor, and Blade. Only Mabamex also produced an extremely limited number of Giant Titus, only sold in the Euro market. That's an amazing figure. If you can get your hands on a Titus, that's an amazing figure. I do not have it. It's very expensive, very rare. It's one that I would love to have, but it's extremely hard. It's to get and very expensive. So, like I said, you could pause this video and look at some of the variants that they had here. So, I have now this is the pictures of the figures, the different figures in the Mexico line here that you could take a look at here. And as you can see, you have Eva Lynn, you have Whiplash, you have Webstore, Orko, you have Man-at-Arms, you have Mechanic, you have Tila, you have Trapjaw, you have Triclops, Merman, Faker, Zodak, you have Ram Man, Stratos, Beastman, you have Jitsu, Skeletor, you have Clawful, He-Man, Buzz-Off, my favorite, Manny Faces, Dragon Blaster Skeletor, Cobra Khan, Battle Damage, Battle Armor, Battle Damage Skeletor, Prince Adam, Battle Armor He-Man, Fisto, and Thunder Punch He-Man. These are Aramat Mexican variants here. It says that Masters of the Universe was produced in Mexico City for the Mexico market by the company Aramat under the title Los Amos del Universo. A total of 28 figures were produced over the span of 3 years. Between 84 and 86 were packaged in boxes as opposed to blisters. The boxes contained the figure, bagged accessory, and a mini comic in Spanish marked Los Amos. A total of 17 different mini comic figures were produced. Notable variants include Fisto with dark katana, Clawful with orange mace, Webstore with big head, and Prince Adam with big Santa Claus belt buckle. Well, I know that later on Super 7 did the boxed variants for Los Amos, and you could still get a few of them up there now if you go to Big Bad Toy Store. They do have these boxed variant, sort of like a mishmash of the Filmation show and the vintage line. They're really nice. I don't have those boxed ones. I do have the variants they did, the Super 7 line Filmation variants they did, but on the card, I have those. So they produced these figures here that you can see here, the name of the figures that you can see. So if you want to have like a little checklist going in your figures, you can go back to them. Go back to a checklist here and it shows you, or you can go to the website here and see everything that's up here. So now you have an Argentina Top Toys figures here, and those figures are really neat. I would love to have some of these figures. They're, the Top Toys ones are cool. Beastman here, different paint applications, a gray face Beastman. Merman. You could see the different, and in the Modulok with the green arms and green legs. Really neat, cool figures that I would love to have. Um, you know, you could see the different you could see the different paint applications that it had. Really, I think, I'll be honest with you, I really would love to get some of these, but like I said, they could be quite expensive. Uh, One of my other favorite figures is Leech, and he has a different variant here too. Um, like I said, they all have different variants that you have to kind of like study. Like you got the black face here, Skeletor, which looks really, really neat. And look at this, you have like a savage looking He-Man, and you have a Prince. It looks like a Prince Adam that has no. He doesn't have his vest here. Kind of looks like the Prince Adam without a vest, but the white, or it could be, yeah, because he has the purple. He has the purple. I think it's the purple legs here, and he has the white chest. So it kind of reminds me of a Prince Adam variant there. Then you have the Prince Adam here with a different colored sword and no vest. And then you have it's kind of like a different no paint scheme here on Zodak's harness. And then you have these camo Cobra Con camos. Those are beautiful. They you could see that they're different. They have different weapons here, and you could see they have one of the camos does have the clawful arms, or clawful or buzz off arms, and the other one just has the regular arms. So you could see that, and then there's here the Mosquito. Definitely a figure that I would love to have, a different variant of him. And my other favorite too, definitely one of my tops, is Trapjaw. One of my tops. So you can see here the Argentinian variant. You can see here. So Top Toys did produce 40 figures of the line, and due to quality control production and mold issues, because they have these mold issues, they appear to have made a large amount of variants of any of their figures, any of their quality. This has led to figures being highly collectible and sought after for their differences. You'll find examples. He-Man having well over 15 variations. Wouldn't you love to have them all? I would love to have them all. Top Toys also produced perhaps the most notorious and sought-after variant in the world, the Cobra Con Camouflage Camo Con. A few other notable variants include Buzz-Off with dark arms, long hair Mossman, Christmas-colored Modulok, and muscular leg Merman. So these are all those figures here that you look at and see if you may have some. You may have some that you don't even realize you have. I know I don't. I looked through all my figures. I don't have any of these figures. Very hard to come. And now we got the Venezuelan Roto figures. You can see here the different figures they have. Look at on Ninjor's clothes here that he has he has a. It's not painted. His snake here is not painted. You can see that. They're just they just got different looks to them. Like I said, they're just variants, small little variants here, but the variants are worth, way more than the versions that were released in North America here. So you can find these, like even the Stratos that you have. The Stratos is sometimes you get the Stratos with red wings and a blue harness, but then other times you'll get them with red harness and blue wings and a blue beard, and these are cool variants to have. So there you go. So in Venezuela, Rotoplast produced 25 different figures in 4 waves over the span of only 2 years, 86 to 87. Even though these figures only had a short fabrication span, the massive production of these figures allowed them to be sold over many years, with reports of figures found sold as late as 1995. Not only this, but they were exported to various neighboring Latin American countries. Characteristics that make rotoplas stand out are rubber arms on many figures, muted paint apps, as well as tons of paint app variations from other figures to the next. Notable variants in the line include Ninja with a round sticker, Mechanic with orange mass, Ram Man with gold cuffs, and Whiplash with dark limbs. Rotoplas also boasts perhaps the rarest one of off variants such as Buzz Off with He-Man shorts, dark blue Battle Armor Skeletor, and Spiker with skeletal arms. While these figures were initially packaged on conventional blisters, towards the end of the line, presumably due to lack of bubbles, they were packed in cellophane bags along with a corresponding card backing comic. Imagine getting one of those rare finds with cellophane bags. Oh my God. Those are going for a pretty penny. Guys, they are for a pretty penny today. There's a question I'm going to put out there. I have a Leech, and he looks like every other Leech that I have. And I have two Leeches, actually. And for some reason, one of my Leeches, and I can't get an answer about this, maybe you guys know, one of my Leeches have rubber legs. You can feel, and the other Leech has hard legs. You can feel the difference, but I've never found an answer to it. I know it's like maybe is it a variant, some sort, but there's no different color scheme. They look exactly the same. But if you guys know that if Leeches had, some of the Leeches had hard rubber legs, little bendy, hard rubber legs, what I mean. And the other one had hard legs, normal hard legs like my other figures. But if you guys know anything about it, let me know. Put it in the comments. Let's continue here. Now we have Brazil, Estrela. Estrela's produced 18 figures in master line. This short but small line is characterized by vibrant colors, beautiful paint apps. The most notable figures for this line include Merman with orange armor, Prince Adam with nail-like belt buckle, Beastman with fluorescent orange tones. Estrella curiously has the rarest of all mini-comics. Estrella mini-comics were redrawn and re-edited to better match the figures they released. They also released a number of mini-comics that were never published by any other COO. So this could be some of the rarest stuff right here in Brazil. So check out, maybe if you get your hands on some of those mini comics, those would be really cool. I don't know if you can. I don't know. eBay, definitely. I don't know. That's the only way I can think of looking at for stuff like this. Or in Facebook, maybe there's a collector's market on Facebook, or maybe somebody out there selling these. Not sure, but these are the figures that Estrella has in Brazil. France produced 37 figures, Les Maîtres de l'Univers line. I'm sorry if I butchered that, but just kind of, not too good with my French. Figures tend to be colorful and beautiful. I'll bet the fragile standouts of the France line include 7 soft boot figures: He-Man, Fisto, Man-at-Arms, Jitso, Triclops, Thunder Punch He-Man, Battle Armor He-Man, as well as Big Arm Fisto with dark katana and Stinkor with blue He-Man mold shield. My God, man, there's so many figures out there. You see here all these figures that they have that are produced that are variants. Incredible. I mean, I'm not going to be able to collect them all, but darn, I wish I could. I wish I can get all these guys. It'd probably break me to get all these guys, but let's go into Spain here. It's Congost for the Spain line produced a whopping 67 figures. While Spain figures tend to be more or less resemble their American these counterparts, a number of important standouts. Perhaps the most well-known are Laser Power He-Man, Laser Light Skeletor. Definitely would wish I had those guys. They are extremely expensive, and I wish they came out in the North American market, but unfortunately the line failed, so they were only produced there. So some of the favorite Spain figures are not as well known yet truly amazing, such as Fisto with a lilac katana and Mosquito with a blue gun. This is incredible. All these figures that were produced in this line, incredible. So let's go to Italy now. In the Italian factory produced 11 figures, both giant Titus and Megator. They produced both a laser figure, just like Spain did the laser figures, and other standouts is Italy line are the Sarad with the pinkish bronze hues and Battle Armor He-Man with unique yellow highlights. And these are the figures that were produced. You can see that. India, Leo is pretty famous. Leo Indian releases 31 figures of the Master of the Universe line. We all know those really popular ones. Those include some of the rarest, most beautiful, and sought-after motu variants. Notable variants include Battle Armor Skeletor using the B.A. He-Man mold, Spiker and White Trident with the White Trident, and Faker with a full set of Skeletor accessories in orange, as well as a bandit-style face paint app. Skeletors in the line are known for the wild colors, blackish, purple, blue, pink, being the factory by the fading or decoloration. So these are figures that you can see for that. They produced in the line, as it's the most famous one, definitely is the Faker, the Leo Faker. Greece also produced Skeletor and Terraclow Skeletor. They only produced the two. They are absolutely stunning and quite a chair. So, as you can see, guys, these are all the figures that they produced in different variants. So you kind of have work to do if you want to try to get these guys, get these different variants. But all in all, I tell you, it's amazing stuff here. Amazing variants. And I share this with you guys. I want to share this and tell you guys to please hit that, smash that like button, comment, subscribe, tell your friends about me. I just wanted to share some stuff here. I'm going to have some more new videos coming out, and I love doing these live videos here on YouTube. They just, I think they're great having live videos on YouTube, doing those and just coming up and showing you guys here, trying to bring up some decent content here for you guys to watch. I know you got to watch me and my mug here, but I try to make it informative. I'm going to start bringing some guests on to talk about some new stuff that I wanted to bring up. So thanks, guys, for watching. And like I said, if you didn't watch it yet, you can see it later on YouTube. You can see it later if you're not here live. So thanks, guys. And like I said, comment, like, share, tell your friends, smash that like button. Thank you very much for your support.